Rob Grimes with the IFBTA here at NRF, but I'm here in the NCR booth, and it's always good to see friends and people we know from food service here. Take a look at what they're doing in the retail industry, but also what they do in retail also applies to food service. So I'm here with Martin Rubel, and he's the Director of
Sales
engineering on the hospitality team, which means that he knows everything there is to know about NCR in hospitality, what they're doing today and what they're thinking about tomorrow, right?
That's right.
You got it all. So what are you guys showing here at NRF?
We're showing the applications that are an extension of our hosted platform that we've been developing over the years, where cloud-based products can interact with restaurant employees and guests of the restaurant in a way that's meaningful to the customer experience.
Does NCR itself offer all of the different cloud-based applications, or do you partner with others, or how's that work?
We do both. We have many cloud-based applications to offer, but oftentimes our clients have already partnered with a loyalty company or something like that, and we happily integrate to their products in the cloud.
So now we know that the whole world knows who NCR is in hospitality.
That's
However,
right.
let's assume that they don't, right?
That's right.
Okay, so they obviously think of you as point of sale. But it isn't just about the point of sale today, because I think you're showing some kiosk here, you've got mobile applications.
That's right.
So what are you showing in those areas? And how does it fit with what they do know under the Aloha product line?
That's right. So the Aloha point of sale is the starting point for our overall hosted platform, where we extend all the full functionality of Aloha in the hospitality market to different parts of the restaurant community that matter to the guest. And a good example of that would be mobile ordering on your phone.
Right.
So we've built a
So do we have Aloha mobile ordering on a phone?
That's right, we do.
So it's all connected to the same thing that people already know.
That is right. So that phone is going to have a little menu on it, and that menu has inherited the point of sale rules that you've already built for your point of sale, and it applies them to the guest experience so that they can order their burrito in the same way that they would have at a point of sale, but now they've done it themselves and they can pick it up at the burrito
But it's
restaurant.
the same back end, but it's got a different face for the customer on it.
That's right. The platform lets us extend the face in any way that we want. So it's really the platform that enables all the different variations that we send out in the world, whether it's a server serving a table service client or a guest using their mobile phone to buy a burrito.
Okay, so you're showing, what are you showing here
That's
on a tablet?
So this would be a scenario where you've already have the Aloha point of sale, and you might even have web ordering and mobile ordering on your phone, but now you'd like to offer your guests the ability to walk into a restaurant and order from a kiosk. And so rather than just rebuilding an application that's just a kiosk that interfaces to Aloha, we simply extend our hosted architecture to a tablet. And this tablet is running all of the same code that the rest of our mobile platform is running. So it's a tablet that's running Aloha online via a tablet in kiosk mode. And so if I take the order, I can see my menu here. This would be the same menu that's available on the Aloha point of sale. And when I pick an item, it then has modifiers that the Aloha point of sale has. So this has inherited all that configuration that's already in the restaurant today. And so I'll pick barbecue sauce and then I'll add it to order. It goes into my cart. Now when I order this is not wired to a restaurant.
Right.
This is wired wirelessly to the cloud.
So that's an interesting point, because I think when people think about Aloha today, they think of it as a store-based product on a server, but what you're really saying is that it is a cloud-based product.
That's right.
And that's really something that people may or may not recognize.
That's right. So Aloha is a cloud-based product where every transaction is immediately going to the cloud as you touch buttons, whether it's here or on a point of sale. That's right. And so here it's asking me to pay. Now, when I pay, I haven't told it my name or anything like that, but the kitchen needs to find out that I've ordered these wings. And so now it's going into the cloud, it's checking the settings for this individual restaurant. What's the tax rate? What are the prices? Are they all correct, right? And now it says, okay.
Thank you, mister.
Yes, M.R. Martin Rubel. Now the kitchen has received this order instantly.
Yeah, but it looks like you're up here too.
That's right.
So what is this?
This is a display board, so this is part of our digital signage. But in this case, it's asking me to wait for my food because it's going to come to the counter and it's in progress in the kitchen. So it's really status about where my order's at.
If I had 5 orders, would there be 5 people listed on this screen?
Absolutely.
Right. So it's real-time status. Can they also see that screen on their mobile device?
Yes, the API allows them to know when their food is being prepared. There's full communication
Right.
from the restaurant to the guest.
Right. So let me ask you this. So clearly, NCR and Aloha has a mobile product.
That's right.
Okay, it's a cloud-based product. So we talked about the connectivity to a store. What if I'm running a truck and I don't have a store?
If you're running a food truck and you
Right.
don't have a store, well, it's the same sort of scenario.
But can I buy Aloha for that?
Absolutely, and there
I
are
can.
several food trucks in the world that
I'm
are
going to
running
tell you, a
Aloha
lot of people
today.
don't think that you can.
Well, you definitely can. You
Okay.
definitely can. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, and today, with Wi-Fi and with phone service, I mean, the world is our oyster when it comes to serving food and tracking not just what people have ordered, but also what is their commitment to the brand
Right.
that they're eating with. So loyalty at your food truck, or also being able to give feedback. So did you enjoy your meal at the food truck? All those sorts of
So do
things.
you have, if you speak about feedback, so many companies are focused on social media today.
That's right.
Is there interconnectivity to social media of any sort?
Absolutely. So even within our digital menu boards, from my phone, where maybe I took the order to begin with, the phone will ask me via the Aloha hosted architecture if I'd like to socialize that to Facebook.
Right.
And that Facebook,
And that's on your app.
that's right.
Okay.
That's right. And that Facebook feedback could actually show up here in the restaurant.
So
and
now
say,
you're thinking ahead, because that would have been my next question.
I can check into the restaurant. It can realize that I'm there. We actually have the ability to order ahead, and then when we first walk into the restaurant, a beacon will recognize my phone and say, "Welcome, Martin Rubel."
Do you have customers actually doing this today?
Absolutely, we do.
So this isn't theory, this is something
No,
in
this
practice.
is all happening today.
Okay, and is there anything going on the regular terminal world today? I mean, you're showing some of the older terminals, newer terminals.
We have NCR has many new terminals
It's probably not a great message there.
coming out every day. Yes, the printer is offline. I'm sorry for that.
We now all have his code, by the way.
That
okay?
is right.
So-
But as always, NCR builds restaurant terminals. So these are hardware that are built for restaurants, no moving parts, right? We've been doing this for years. We have a new set of terminals coming out this year called the P1535. It's our latest in our long line of solid state terminals for the restaurant industry.
And how, if a customer decides, because there's a lot of tablet trays out there now, and
That's
of
right.
course we saw that the kiosk tablet got that. If a customer decides that they want to use their own tablets as workstations, can they do that?
Absolutely, yes.
So you're really giving them the choice, so it's not all a hardware play anymore.
That is right. So Aloha has always been hardware agnostic, and we continue to be as we move ahead with NCR.
Right. Well, but some might have thought that it goes sort of both ways there. So, that really is a key differentiating piece, because Aloha was always hardware agnostic.
That's right.
And so I think people's perception might have been a little bit different on that.
That's right.
So what else is coming, in the next few months or the rest of this year that you see on the platform that you're managing?
Well, one of the things that's we're excited about this year is the connected payments platform that's going to be introduced to Aloha, and we'll have Wade talk to you about that.
Great. Well, listen, you got a lot of exciting things going on here.
That's right.
I love coming to NRF and seeing food service technology at NRF.
That's right.
And not just because some food service guys show up here, but just because there's so much food service in other types of general retail.
That's very true.
So, Martin, thank you very much. And
Thank you very
we'll
much.
move over and talk to Wade. Thank you.
Thank you.
So as we're standing here talking about NCR, we ran into Wade Gallagher, who's the Managing Director of Hospitality Sales in North America.
That's
and
right,
an old
Rob.
friend to the IFBTA and the industry. So
Good to
Wade,
see you.
I know you have your perspective on this. So we just had Martin give us a rundown of some of the terminals and the thinking behind it. And some things I think that people who don't know NCR might not have thought about, like the fact that you really are a cloud-based solution, and that you can run with or without the terminals. We talked about trucks,
correct.
and we talked about mobility, and we also
right.
talked about social media and interaction, which is great. But there's, you help to look at what people want coming up in the future. So
That's right.
What is it that they want this year in the food service industry, and what is it that NCR is going to bring forward?
Yeah, good question, Rob. If 15 was a year, 2015 was a year of payments and shifts in payments, shifts in compliance, 16 is really a year from an IT perspective and even a compliance perspective and security perspective that they're looking for simplicity. They don't want to, our customers, our restaurant customers are asking us, how can we help them not spend all their time working on compliance, but shift their focus back to strategic initiatives.
Right.
And so in 16, I'm really excited about really launching in a meaningful way Connected Payments, which is a platform that people may not know, but every day it's ringing up $400 million in transactions on a daily basis for retailers around the world.
So when you say it's a platform, Connected Payments, it's the platform that you offer, but you still are going to the outside gateways and processors.
That's right.
But
that's right.
It's also an open platform, right? Because there's so many ways to pay.
That's right. It's an open platform that enables people the security, the estate management of devices from Verifone or others, to talk to a processor in a completely secure way, in a completely streamlined way, with the same cloud-based visibility and controls that you'd want in a modern secure payment application. And it does so allowing you better flexibility on devices or processors.
But
and
there
we're
are
doing
so
that all
many
around
choices, it's very confusing for an operator. So how does NCR decide who they're going to bet on? I mean, is there a winning horse?
Yeah.
Is there some...
NCR is not going to force a decision there. Our platform, our encryption is agnostic, and it talks to many different processors. That choice, we believe, really belongs with our customer. Let them choose their payment strategy. Let them choose what works for them. Let them choose how they want to engage with their consumers, and we just provide a secure platform for doing so.
And you're not going to, NCR is not going to be in the payment gateway business or the processing business.
That's correct.
Because some of your competitors either are already in that business, decide to get in point of sale, or they decided to offer those pieces as well.
The business we do want to be in is enabling secure transactions in today's market. Whether that's a transaction at a traditional point of sale, whether that's a mobile transaction, securing that for our customers and making sure that their identity and their consumer's identity is protected.
But you're leading with the software applications to enable this, and if they need the hardware side, you'll offer the hardware side. But this word agnostic has come up now a couple times.
That's right.
That at the end of the day, you're going to let the customer make the decision as to what they want to do.
That's right. NCR has lots of great ideas, but we do not have all of them. And predicting the future is a risky business. So we make sure our platforms give our customers choice.
Right. You know, just as a last thought, you know, we're here at the NRF show.
Yep.
I mean, this is a huge technology
Massive,
show, right?
Massive show.
Is there something that you see as a professional in this that's showing up here at NRF that you think is going to be the next impact of food service that we ought to be learning about if they didn't come here to the show?
Oh, Rob, you're putting me on the spot a little bit. One of the things I've seen at NRF the last couple of years is virtualization, the virtual teller. And I'm waiting to see how that's going to pan out in our specific space. But the virtual check-in you might see at an airport, security point. The notion of virtualization and being able to still have a dialogue with the consumer, I'm interested to see how that could play in our restaurant industry, especially with changes in pay rates and minimum wage. There might be some opportunity there. I'm interested to see how that plays out.
So it's interesting. So first of all, you came up with a good one. If I'm grading, you came up with a good one.
Good,
I'll tell you
well,
why.
thank you.
Last year when we were here, every aisle that you were looking at, the word data analytics was up there.
That's
this
right.
year, I see it in booths, but I don't actually see that on the aisles anymore.
Right.
We went to Consumer Electronics a few weeks ago, and they were talking about augmented reality, virtualization. They're talking about drones, which we don't, maybe there's a drone here. I haven't seen one yet, right? But you actually came up with a theme that is clearly different from last year's theme this year.
I think that's an opportunity that we as an industry have to figure out how to realize on behalf of our customers. We'll see.
Great, well, we will see. So, Rob Grimes with the IFBTA, and I'm here in the NCR booth at NRF, and thank you for joining us.